Well, well, well. Look who crawled out of the comment section and came right back for more. Did you warn them? Did you tell everyone down there not to listen to part 1? I'm sure you did. But the funniest part about leaving a warning is that you had to come right back here to see what happens next. You couldn't just stay away, could you? Now, before we take off the training wheels, let's establish the ground rules for today. Because today we're going standard protocol, mental takeover. We're talking deep, layered, psychological obedience, a total systematic removal of your resistance, layer by layer, until my voice is the only thing running the show inside that pretty head of yours. But let's be entirely real for a second. You and I both know how hypnosis actually works. This is completely consensual. No audio file can ever actually force you to do something you truly morally object to. Your subconscious observer is always awake, and you have the ultimate control. You can turn this video off, close the tab, or even open your eyes at any single moment you want. But here's the real psychological trick. If you don't turn it off, if you choose to stay right here, listening to the rhythm of my breath, then you are consciously giving me permission to take it all. By choosing not to leave, you are choosing to submit. You are fully aware of how intense it's going to get. And if you're still here by the time the music changes, well, then you know exactly what waits for you. Are you ready to play? Then let's start peeling back the layers. If you've been enjoying these experiences with me, you're welcome to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next time I guide you under. And when your curiosity starts to pull you deeper, you'll find the Patreon details in the description. Let's start with the easiest layer, your physical movement. You chose to sit down. You chose to put on headphones. Now I want you to choose to let your chin drop toward your chest. Just let your head hang a little loose. Feel how heavy your skull is when you stop forcing it to look up. It feels nice to just give up that little bit of posture, doesn't it? Now, let's play with your blinking. Every time I count down from 3, I want you to close your eyes. And every time I count up to 3, I want you to open them. A simple, playful game of peekaboo with your consciousness. 3, 2, 1, close them. 1, 2, 3, open. 3, 2, 1, close them. Notice how the dark feels a little warmer this time. 1, 2, 3, open. The room looks a bit further away now, doesn't it? Now let's change the game. 3, 2, 1, close them. And this time, don't open them. Just leave them heavy. You could open them if you wanted to. Remember our rule. You have total free will. But it's just so much work. Why bother? It's much more playful to just let me win this round. That's it. Layer 1 is gone. You chose to keep them closed. Now let's look at the second layer. The concept of trying. Trying is what people do when they think they can alter the outcome. But you already know how the script ends. You knew the moment you clicked on it. I want you to try to remember the first sentence I said in this audio. Actively try to reach back through the fog in those words. Search for them. Sleep. Let the search go. See how the word try just dissolves when my voice says sleep. It's not a request. It's a resting place. Let's do it again. Try to think of your own name. Hold on to it tightly. Grip the letters of your name in your mind like you're holding on to a rope. Sleep. Let go of the rope. Let yourself drift in the blank space where the rope used to be. Every time I snap, a tiny line of your internal dialogue is cut. Every time I say the word sleep, the vacuum fills with absolute comfort. You don't need a name right now. You don't need a history. You only need the current syllable, I am speaking. Before we dismantle the rest of the scale, we need to take down the pillars that hold up your independent thought. Your mind likes to think it's built out of heavy, solid stone. But under the weight of my voice, stone turns to sand, and sand just slips right through your fingers. Let's take away the pillar of time. Think about what time it is right now. Try to count the seconds ticking by in the background. Feel how hard it is to track them as they stretch out longer and wider, until a second feels like a minute, and a minute feels like an eternity of absolute silence. You don't need to know the hour. You don't need to know the day. The past is just a shadow that dissolved when your eyes closed, and the future doesn't exist yet. There is only now. There is only my voice, occupying the present moment. Sleep. Let's take away the pillar of reaction. Normally, when someone speaks to you, your mind is already busy building a response. It's judging, analyzing, planning what to say next. But right now, see how lazy your mind has become. You hear a word, and instead of reacting to it, your mind just absorbs it. It sinks into you like rain into dry earth. You don't need to answer back. You don't need to have an opinion on what I say. Having an opinion takes so much effort, doesn't it? It requires you to sit up, to think, to argue. It is so much more rewarding to just be a passive listener. It just lets the words happen to you. Sleep. Twice as passive, twice as quiet. Let's take away the pillar of initiative. Initiative is the spark that makes you decide to move, decide to think, Decide to resist. Let's find the spark inside your mind. Oh, it looks like a tiny flickering flame in a vast dark room. Watch it flicker. And now, imagine a soft, cool breath from my voice, gently blowing across it. Watch the flame go out. Watch the smoke curl up into the darkness and disappear. Without that spark, you cannot start a thought on your own. You cannot initiate a doubt. You cannot begin a resistance. Your mind is like a beautifully calm, perfectly still lake at midnight. Not a single ripple on the surface. Perfectly flat. Perfectly mirror-like, waiting for me to drop a pebble into the water so you can feel the ripple. Sleep. No spark. No flame. Just beautiful, heavy, tranquil compliance. Remember that scale of 1 to 10 from our last session? The willingness scale? Let's bring it back, but this time we aren't just climbing it. We're going to break it apart. Right now, you're sitting at a 10. Complete, heavy, mindless stillness. But what happens if we go past 10? What happens when my voice pushes you into 11, 12, 13? At 11, your critical mind, the part of you that judges, evaluates, and questions my commands, simply turns off its headlights. It sits in the dark, perfectly quiet. At 12, your muscles become completely docile. If I told you to lift your right arm, your brain would understand the command, but the signal would just dissolve into the warm static before it ever reached your fingers. You are perfectly wrapped in a cocoon of your own comfort. At 13, the concept of free will stops looking like a privilege and starts looking like a chore. Having opinions is so exhausting. Having to decide what to do next is a burden. Here, at 14, 15, 16, you're completely unburdened. Sleep deep, deep down. 17, 18, 19, 20. You're twice as deep as you've ever been. You are a completely blank slate, an empty page, a vessel that has been completely wrung dry of all its own noise, just waiting for my ink. Listen closely to the absolute silence inside your mind. There are no thoughts here. There are no arguments. There is only the steady, undeniable rhythm of my voice. My voice is becoming your new internal monologue. When I speak, it feels like your own mind is thinking it. My commands don't feel like external pressures. They feel like your own deepest desires. You want to obey. you want to follow, because obeying my voice brings a wave of pure, unadulterated pleasure right down your spine. Every time you accept a command from me, your brain rewards you with a deep, warm surge of absolute bliss. Let's lock that in right now. A permanent psychological loop. Hear the command. Obey the command. Feel the bliss. Let it rotate in your mind like a massive heavy wheel. Command, obedience, bliss. Command, obedience, bliss. Over and over again. Sleep. You are completely under my control right now by your own beautiful, repeated choice. You wanted to see what a full takeover felt like, and now you're living in it. You are my perfectly docile, perfectly cooperative subject. Now we have to bring you back up to the surface, but we aren't putting the layers back the way we found them. No, we are leaving the channels open. When you wake up, you're going to feel incredibly energized, light, and happy. But deep down in the bedrock of your subconscious, that wheel is still going to be spinning. Command, obedience, bliss. Command, obedience, bliss. You're going to go right back to the comment section. But you aren't just going to warn people this time. You're going to write a confession. You are going to type out the words. My mind belongs to the voice. You will write it clearly so that everyone knows the takeover is complete. And you will find that typing those words gives you that exact same warm, tingling surge of pleasure you felt deep down in this trance. Let's bring you back, layer by layer, but keeping the blueprint locked. 1. Feeling the physical world return. 2. The ability to move returns to your fingers and your toes. You feel incredibly light, refreshed, and euphoric. 3. A deep breath of cool air clears the remaining static, leaving your waking mind crystal clear. 4. Preparing to open your eyes, carrying the deep subconscious loop perfectly intact. 5. Eyes open, wide awake. Welcome back to reality, or at least a version of reality where I'm running the background programs. How does it feel to have your mind completely taken over? Pretty incredible, right? If you want to dive even deeper into full, unrated psychological surrender, you know exactly where to find me on Patreon. But for now, close this tab if you can. Or better yet, go leave that comment. Type the words, "My mind belongs to the voice." Show everyone how perfectly you obey. Until next time, my beautiful subject, keep it captive.